At the 2024 BET Awards, Taraji mistakenly identified Jordan Howlett as food critic Keith Lee, sparking a viral moment that left everyone cringing. Taraji, in a segment where she was honoring people, handed Howlett flowers thinking it was Lee. Howlett awkwardly laughed and pointed out the real Keith Lee, prompting Henson to apologize profusely, admitting that she got caught up in her own thoughts. So here's the update on Taraji and Keith Lee. Taraji responded to Keith Lee's reaction and all the drama that followed their mix-up at the BET Awards. Basically, she mistook him for someone else and it didn't go smoothly. Now, who's Keith? In case you mistook him for someone else too, Keith is known for his dual careers as an American food critic and former mixed martial artist.
Now he's controlling him, and now it looks like there's a little size difference between Keith. I know he's fighting 35s, but it looks like he's a bit more of a natural one.
Keith entered the professional mixed martial arts scene in 2017, fighting under the nickname Killer. He made a significant debut at the Bellator MMA in 2018, securing a decision victory over Sean Bunch at Bellator 239. However, he parted ways with Bellator in 2021. Despite this, as of January 2023, he intended to continue his MMA career, albeit in a reduced capacity, while focusing more on his social media presence and food reviews.
The transparency, I spit it out. That cheese is real pungent and it just coated my mouth, and that's all I tasted was like cheese and like grease and meat. I'm not the target audience for that. This is smoked turkey. Now this is supposed to be some of the juiciest turkey.
Keith gained widespread recognition as a food critic based in Las Vegas through TikTok. Starting in November 2020, his TikTok initially featured cooking videos and family-oriented content. In 2021, he shifted his focus to restaurant reviews, following a consistent format where he details his dining experience and rates dishes on a scale of 1 to 10. By April 2024, Keith had amassed a staggering 16.1 million followers on TikTok, with his food reviews accumulating over 721.9 million likes. He has openly shared that creating TikToks helped him manage his anxiety around public speaking. Now, Keith has traveled extensively to cities like Atlanta, Houston, and New York to reveal local restaurants, with a preference for Black-owned and family-owned establishments. To maintain objectivity, he often has family members place orders on his behalf to avoid receiving special treatment from restaurant staff. In 2024, Keith expanded his tour internationally, selecting Toronto as his first international stop. He praised the city's cultural food diversity and exceptional customer service during his visit. Keith Lee's influence in the food industry was recognized when he was included in the 2024 Forbes 30 Under 30 list under the food and drink category, highlighting his impact through TikTok food reviews. Keith Lee comes from a family of 4 siblings, including his brother and fellow MMA fighter Kevin Lee. His wife, Ronnie, frequently appears on his TikTok account alongside their 2 daughters. Okay, getting back to the topic at hand, after things went down at BET, Keith posted a video on TikTok where he dropped the flower Taraji had given him, with a caption saying, "Our name will be known in every room when it's supposed to be how it's supposed to be, with no confusion. God is amazing. #thankful. Yeesh, but that did not get the response he expected, so he ended up deleting it. Later, he took to TikTok again to address the situation.
Last night was the BET Awards, and right now, it's something on my mind. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, I want to start by saying I am not upset at Taraji P. Henson by any stretch of the imagination. And not only that, in my opinion, she smoked it last night. I don't think for one second Taraji had any ill will or any ill intentions behind the situation. The situation happened the way it did. It is what it is. I made a video last night where I had the rose that was given to me in my hand and I let it fall on the floor. The reason I did this had nothing to do with Taraji P. Henson. The reason I dropped it on the floor is that I wholeheartedly believe that wasn't my rose. That wasn't my rose. That wasn't my moment. It was given to me, but it wasn't mine. And I always say, I don't want nothing that ain't mine. I want what's meant for me, nothing less, nothing more. The entire segment on the production side felt extremely rushed. Not only did it feel rushed, it did not feel intentional, it did not feel purposeful. I'm forever thankful for every room that I'm in. I was more than thankful and more than grateful to just sit there and enjoy the show. Me and my wife, we looked amazing, we felt amazing, we was enjoying the show. I've always spoke about my social anxiety, and for me just to get out and be in that moment was more than enough for me. So to take me and my wife out of our seats, put us in different seats, give Taraji no direction to who we are or what we do, felt extremely unprepared and unprofessional to me. I'm personally a fan of Taraji. I've been for years and I always will be. I love to see her get the recognition that she deserved in that moment and had a platform and a stage that she's always deserved. For this situation to take away from her moment and our moment was unfair to both of us. And another example of this is a picture of my wife has been going around, and it was a small part caught from an entire moment, make it seem like she had an attitude with Taraji. My wife and myself understand the flirting that Taraji was doing was fully improv and fully joke. It was a hard situation for all of us to be in. We fully understand she made it up on the fly. I was there to just enjoy the show. I was invited. No situations and in life in general. I never longed for the spotlight. If I wanted the spotlight, I would have accepted a quarter of the opportunities that's been presented to us. But none of those opportunities were for me or my family. If you understand that, you understand it. If you don't, I'm okay with that. I'm always gonna be myself. I've always been myself. Nothing about this journey, about this ride, about where we at or where we gonna be is gonna change me. Never have and never will. Never once was I upset that Taraji didn't know who I was. Everything that's for me will be for me. Everything that's for my family will be for my family. Everything that's for you will be for you. When it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to be, with no confusion. I said that last night and that was still misconstrued, and I stand on it 1,000%. Whatever room I'm supposed to be in, whoever's supposed to know me, whenever they're supposed to know me, it will happen how it's supposed to happen. Last night, while I appreciate the opportunity, it wasn't my moment, and that's okay. I'm cool with that. And for every single person that's been on the journey with me and that's still on the journey with me, I'm forever grateful. I appreciate y'all. I can't say it enough. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Y'all be safe. We all humans. We all make mistakes. It is what it is. I just wish they would have set both of us up for most success in that situation. That's it. God bless you.
Okay, here's what Taraji had to say about it. Life really is too short for this behavior. He wasn't in his seat. They give celebrity assigned seats. I rehearsed all damn day to go hit my mark, and that young man wasn't in his seat, so he missed his moment. His ego is hurt. He will be fine. I cleaned it up at the end of the show. No love lost here. Hashtag God bless. People are puzzled as to why Taraji had to react like that because Keith Lee clearly said that he didn't blame her and put the fault on his team. It's confusing why she sounded so upset with him. It feels like people are testing Keith Lee, but I hope he doesn't let them bother him too much. Keith used to be an MMA fighter, so I'm sure he can handle himself. He's rebranded as a family man and food critic, so he has to maintain his image. But people keep testing him. Once he was walking with his team, and someone mistook him for a DDG and teased him about it. It was a joke from comedian Jolt Hustlin, but Keith Lee seemed annoyed. People are really trying to get a rise out of him now that they can see that he can be sensitive. The tone around him is changing, and some people are starting not to like him. They poke at him just to get a reaction and maybe make him go viral for something crazy. Keith needs to be mindful and not let them provoke him. Now, even though Taraji sparked a lot of debate, there's definitely a lot to be said about her and the BET Awards this year. Many people believe that this year was different for a number of reasons. You know, Taraji P really sparked something at the BET Awards, and it wasn't just about entertainment stuff. She used her time to push people to get serious about democracy, which is pretty rare for celebs in Hollywood settings. Taraji has been vocal about mental health and pay gaps in the industry, but this time she went all in, urging everyone to vote and get clued in on the issues. Show up when it's voting time because it's more than just picking a president, folks. We've got to play smart, not just react. This stuff affects all of us, from our jobs to our kids' futures. Did you hear about Project 2025? It's not a joke. Look it up. She's talking about this Project 2025 plan that's all about stripping away rights, civil rights, women's rights, you name it. And after she mentioned it, everyone started Googling it like crazy. Now, remember how Texas saw a big turnout from under 30s in 2020? Well, now there's worries that people might just sit this one out. There are hundreds of thousands of young adults who could make a difference, but not enough are registered. At the awards, Taraji kicked things off with a dig at Trump's bizarre black jobs comment, flipping Kendrick Lamar's song into a message about unity. Taraji's words might get people to dig more into the issues and vote, which is a win in her book. So the BET Awards were a total blast with some epic performances and touching speeches. Will Smith got super emotional with his performance, Killer Mike delivered a killer speech, and Taraji P. Henson kept reminding everyone to vote in the upcoming presidential election. Will Smith was on fire, literally, with the Sunday Service Choir and R&B singer Friday, performing his new song You Can Make It. It seemed like he was addressing his rough patch after that infamous slap at the Oscars 2 years ago. He told the crowd, "I'm here to tell you, you can make it," and ended it with Dance in Your Darkest Moments. Rain poured down during his redemption performance, featuring gospel star Kirk Franklin. Will earned a standing ovation, and Taraji called him "my brother" with so much excitement. night. Killer Mike also had a powerfel moment after winning Album of the Year for Michael. He shared how he was handcuffed and kicked out of the building at the Grammys, but now he's back and winning, thanks to BET. He gave a shout out to black people and stressed the importance of voting, especially knowing who your local officials are. That night was dominated by amazing female performers like Tyler, Sexy Red, Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla, and Ice Spice. The cutest moment was from T.I. and Tiny's daughters Van Van and Harris performing BU on a classroom-themed stage. Victoria Monet, who gave a winning performance and accepted the BET Her Honor for On My Mama, brought her mom on stage and encouraged black female artists to collaborate. Usher received the Lifetime Achievement Award and gave a heartfelt 14-minute speech about forgiveness and the support of men in his life. The show closed with Lauryn Hill celebrating her classic 1998 album and performing with her son YG Marley, and Wyclef Jean for a Fugees reunion, well minus Pras. The BET Awards were a mix of emotions, powerful messages, and incredible performances.